Good to have you back. Let us say good morning, Anambra, Thursday episode. And I'd like to thank you very much for joining us this morning and staying. I'm still rolling with Dave. My name is Sichoma.
Dalun.
Odima. Dalun indeed. And now, let's keep talking because we have started talking since episode 7. We want to talk about what is staring us on the face. Ban on street hawking and trading. You will say, I've heard so much about this and nothing is happening. We're going to find out why. Because we know that you are not hearing that for the first time, but somebody has joined us to look at that. He is an associate prof, Ifeanyi Ike, and is also SSA to Governor Obiano on political matters. Welcome you, Prof.
Thank you, presenter. Good morning, viewers. Compliment of the Holy Week. I wish you a happy Monday, Thursday.
Okay. Thank you very much, as you joined us. Well, like I said earlier, we know in 2004 that a bill was passed by the Anambra State House of Assembly banning street trading and hawking. And now another ban on street trading by the state government. And we would like to find out the difference between that of the 2004 and this. Does it mean that the bill was not assented to, or that our people has refused to listen to government and its policies? Let's find out from you, Prof.
Thank you. Government is a continuum. Anything a government happens to do is something that will continue in the process of governance. In 2004, a law on street trading prohibition or restriction was done, and that was in 2004, as you rightly said. The law has been there, but the problem is our people are very recalcitrant. By that I mean, people don't heed to the law except to use force on them. That is Black Africa for you. The Europeans, even Asians, they know this is the law. They know the dictates of the law. They try to refrain from committing that offense. But our people would like to know what will happen to him if he did not obey that law. And when he comes, he begs, he kneels down to beg, he cries out. But obey this law. He will want to know, what will you do to me if I don't obey? That's our people. That's the black man for you. So the law has been there, but people don't keep to this law. People want to make ends meet by all means possible.
Do you expect them to keep the law without you trying to enforce it in any way?
Yes. Anyway, most of them are illiterates. Because an educated man knows what the law is. He knows the consequences of committing a crime or an offense, and he will try to guide himself against that.
Yes, before you continue, looking at the implementation, you said most of them might not be properly informed when it comes to why they should keep the law.
Yes.
And that is basically the reason most of them say that is the only means they should. They feel government, the economic system, do not favor their living, so they have the right to use any means possible to make ends meet. Is it their fault?
Let me tell you, it is said, ignorance of the law is no excuse. That you want to make ends meet by all means possible is not an excuse for you to go against a law of the land. So such people, even though they are not well educated and they feel they can do whatever they want to do, the best option is for the law to take its full weight on such people. The law should be made in such a way that the task force must go to enforce this law. Because if it's not enforced, the society will go in for it. Let me give you examples. Look at Onitsha. Let's talk about Mpo axis, Obosi axis. Let's come a little bit backwards to Ogidi axis. Let's go to Afigwe, Umunachi. Let's go to Abagana. Now, leave that area. Move to Ekulobia. Move to Newi. Let's come nearer home here. Go to Ekoka. Go to Ekoka and see what's happening in Ekoka. You cannot bypass Ekoka easily. You have to stay in the traffic for almost 1 hour for you to get to Ukwoji and Amobia. Because of this, most people no longer go towards a cocker. Street traders everywhere. They will leave the market and come and block the roads.
Before we get to that, Prof, let me take it back a bit.
Okay.
Because we're still looking at enforcement.
Okay.
How do you enforce this law when you have not actually enlightened people more on this? It is just enough for you to make a law, and because of my level of education or enlightenment or where I am, I have not even heard anything about the law. Some of them don't listen to radios. They don't watch television. So he doesn't even know about the existence of that law. What effort has the government put in place or is putting in place to make sure that people are properly enlightened about the existence of this law before you start enforcing it?
Yes, actually, that is a function of the Ministry of Information and State Strategy, and also function of Ministry of Commerce and Industry, and also function of Ministry of Environment and Housing. They are in charge of this kind of developments. But I have been hearing over the air announcements, series of announcements in ABS, warning people about street trading. But we can now emphasize it the more in places like churches. At the end of a church service or mass, the catechist can now say, look at what government is saying. Because some of these people don't listen to the radio. They don't watch the television. But they go to church, marketplace. You can use public address system, PGs, the Igwe.
Yeah, counselors,
you know. That's another strategy the government will adopt. But as by using the media, the government is doing that very effectively.
Talking about that, would government or would PGs, community leaders and market leaders, wait for government to come when they know that this actually is something that brings societal good? Shouldn't they make efforts to even start the campaign at their level and not wait for government first?
Yeah, let me tell you, there's one thing about leadership. That's what we call leadership by example. Some people don't have that tenet in their system. Some people would like to be called for a meeting collectively, and they will hear from the horse's mouth before they will go and begin to tell their communities. Our people are like that. Somebody will even tell you, I've not been informed by the Commissioner for Local Government. He didn't call us. We only take directives from him. So I don't know what people are talking about. That is properly mobilized or properly informed. That is our problem. Yes.
And most times those mobilizations to come. Let's not
but actually, our level of sensitization now is such that people handling positions in the rural area, like the PGs, should know what to do at any given time. You should also help the government. You should be proactive and help the government in executing projects.
So they should be part of what we are doing. Let's get back to the law now. So when you say street trading, where and where is involved? Is it the streets in the market or any street at all? Where I live in my GRA area, and can I trade on the streets?
Okay, to my own understanding, it is called street trading. Street trading are those traders or hawkers that carry their wares either stationary or moving along the road, whether street or road, or crescent, or close, and they move about, affecting the traffic of that area. It's either whether you are stationary, selling it by the roadside, you're a street trader. Whether you are carrying it on your head or on your shoulder, moving along the street, you're a street trader. As far as it's obstructing movement. As far as it's obstructing movement. And that's why the government is not happy about that. You have forgotten what happened in Abagana the other time, Enugu, Opiweka. It's because of the street traders. These accidents we are talking about. And some of them, lives are involved. Even the one that happened at Amo Abiaranda about the other time, it's because of street trading. If the traffic is not obstructed, the vehicular movement will be swift and smooth. But drivers would like to be very cautious not to hit a small boy or a small girl. And in the process, an accident can occur. Or if anything happens accidentally, that the brake cannot catch up when the driver applied it. Anybody there is in danger. And most of them are the street traders. So government is trying to protect the citizens by putting in place such a law. So I think government is doing well. It's very important that people should hearken to this. It's life-saving law. It's life-saving.
Life-saving law.
Yes.
And it has happened in Lagos, to my greatest, to my own knowledge, it has happened in Lagos and states like Nasarawa. And when you get to those places, you see significant changes.
Thank you.
That indeed,
The serenity.
there's no
You
more
see
trading
there.
on the streets.
Of course.
But why is our own difficult? Why are we this difficult?
And how are we going to achieve that?
2004.
Well, there's one thing. I've always said something about our people. As I earlier said, we are very recalcitrant. We want to know what the law will do. And when the law...
Like she said, it's succeeded in parts of Lagos. Does it mean that the willpower, both from government and the people, haven't been strong enough to achieve that?
Well, I think it depends on the institution responsible in controlling this problem. They should kind of put in more effort. The other time I saw the Ocha Brigade, I was passing by Abagana. They were removing illegal structures. I was impressed. They were removing them because these women came to the road. They come from this part of the road. They come from this part of the road. Only a small portion on the main road for vehicles to pass by. The Ocha Brigade, I saw them walking. They were removing all the structures. And Abagana became very clear. Because in Abagana, as from 6 o'clock in the evening, you're in trouble. If you have
But
not
that
passed.
Abagana,
They were all
Don't worry, we are still coming to that side now.
Yeah.
Let's take a break now. Let's take a
Okay.
break and bring you a message. We're coming back very shortly.
I like healthy food. I love tasty food.
You don't have to compromise on health or taste when making your meals. With new Mamador seasoning cubes, you can cook delicious meals and still take care of your family's health. The only seasoning cubes with 30% RDA of iron and zinc to boost your family's immune system while satisfying their taste buds with a unique, long-lasting flavor. Available in chicken, beef, and classic flavors.
Okay, good to have you back. Well, we are still looking at street trading and hawking, the ban on street trading and hawking in Anambra State. And we still have Associate Prof. Ifeanyi Ike, SSA to Governor on Political Matters, joining us this morning. Thank you very much, and welcome again. Well, let's start talking about it because we've started behind the scene. Places like Aruma Junction, Unizik Temp Sites, Ekoka Market in Oka, then Oyagwa Bagana, Afiwe Umudioka, New Pass, Taza, Afompo, Ubosi Road, Mpo Junction, MCC, Apiweka, also Wado, Mem Market, all those areas.
that's Oka Road throughout.
How do we handle those areas? Because it does appear the station is becoming very impossible for us to get that place cleared of street trading.
Okay, you can see. Can you see the star of people on the screen there? If I'm not mistaken, that may be a cocker, the last one there.
Yes.
There is a way to solve this problem, but that is for government to ministry in charge to know what to do. I'm only saying this on my own proclivity.
Before you continue, please, you can now start making your calls and make your contribution. We'll start picking your calls using the numbers on your screen.
Okay, already we are having calls. I will take them as they come in.
Okay, go ahead, Prof.
Okay, I carry on. Now, a cocker can be salvaged with ease. That's what we call a barricade. That's a very popular and notorious market area in Abakaliki, Ebonyi State called the Meat Market by Ababa Market. Very notorious. But there was something government do it. They came and brought a barricade, just like the one the governor put in the highway, in the express.
Okay, on the flyover.
Not just flyover, the dual carriageway.
Okay.
That's the marketer.
Yes.
Okay.
That was what the Ebonyi State government used. Then we proposed it. I was commissioner for commerce and industry then.
In Ebonyi State?
Yes, in Ebonyi State.
Really?
Yes, I was there. I was the commissioner in Ebonyi State.
Oh, but you're from Oruku?
I'm from Oruku.
Okay, that's great. Go on.
Yes. We brought that barricade, extended it this way of the part of the market, the other part of the market. Nobody should bypass it. And it's a kind of corrugated iron sheet. You cannot push it down, just like the one on the highway. The vehicles only plies the road. Go there now, you cannot see any congestion.
Okay, Prof.
You cannot. If it's done in a cocker, every other trader is behind that bar. The other way, this way. Only the vehicles.
Prof, thank God you
are
sharing this view here.
Yes. So the Commissioner for Commerce and Industry, I can sell this idea to him. He will discuss it in the council. And if okay, you will see a tremendous change in a cocker.
Thank God you said it here. Maybe you take it beyond here. My question wanted to tend in that direction, although you've started handling them. You are the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor. You've shared several views about how to manage this issue of street trading. Have you actually collaborated properly with the Ministry of Trade and Commerce, Environment, and those agencies in charge to sell some of these ideas to them to ensure there is success in that implementation?
Thank you. I even proposed to attend the just concluded International Trade Fair in Enugu with the Minister of Commerce and Industry, but at the end of the day, I wasn't disposed to do that as I proposed. I have a lot of ideas to sell, but from hence, I'll do my best to pass my experience to the serving commissioner, and that will guide him and that will help him, because two heads are better than one. Definitely. So there are many ideas we can chip into the government, and government will use them. And it's for the interest of Anambra State to develop it, and we are working together.
To make sure
Willie is working, and we are happy with him. So we have to bring
we are
ideas.
also willingly working with him.
We are willingly working with Willie.
Okay, let's get to the street and talk to some people on this particular issue. We're coming back.
Out food from different people's table. A lot of people are surviving because of street hawking. So government should have made provision for these people instead of completely telling them to leave the streets. I'm encouraging the government to also provide better options for them instead of generally taking them out of the street.
It is a nice development, actually, because it will curtail all these careless accidents and all these things, and it will make the state capital look more beautiful.
The ban is a welcome development. In every developed country, traffic moves and flows because there are no obstructions on the road. And so the ban is good, and it also saves life. We have witnessed a number of times when vehicles speed off the road and crush traders. The best thing is to sustain the ban.
Street trading, it is totally wrong. Government should find them a place to trade. They cause traffic congestion, they cause traffic hold-up, so fully support that.
All the mama behind the government is one actually in this. Come on, no bureaus there, but I need me. I cannot chop on your drum. Some nana ego, after another ego, say I will lie, let's say a quarter. If I government in the madam accident, Milu Madar. When I'm an chief to Bani, me hala white island, what can I do?
I should push the I like Riashi Kushla Relos or Malay Bumbo when we're in a shop. Yakanja be in Bugari. Yakanja no lazy lady, a kind of goli. Obro Maduchan were shop. Ebola, Murego Jaku war shop, Ebola Nere, a toti holy. Ya and I no lose the rake. I am named Wetty Hand and Aswomas. Obro line were in Yamaka, my bro line were ego. Can't your shop no way bang or drawing your mala, a gadron. Obro Lord Daniel, my malay. Kaleshe me ka ndị enuri ko maazi ono maazi
okwu ahụ ọ dabatala because agụla ma mgbunu mmadụ mgbe anọzi na street no na ọkọ bụ onye nọ na main market ma onye nọ na Ikeọka ịma na ọsọ ndị nọ na Ikeọka na ndị nọ na main market ya na-eli ndị agụrụ ya egburu anyị nwa na-elive na street maka na nwere ebe ọzọ anyị sheri na bụlụ otu efu na anyị nọ na street no ibe anyị leta anyị ejiri ihe ndị so ụmụazụ.
All right, good to have you back. Still good morning, Anambra, and we are the last phase of our stay together. You've heard what the people on the street said concerning street trading, and you wonder who is the culprit. Okay, let's deviate a little and look at this fake, or what do I call it, beggars. Okay, I know that the menace has been with us, and the wife of the governor, Her Excellency Chief Mrs. Ebelechukwu Obiano, through the Ministry of Women Affairs, has done a lot by getting these people off the streets and perhaps taking them to a rehabilitation center somewhere to Munya. But they're still here. They're facing our streets. What do we do with them?
Well, I would say that is the problem of not just Anambra, but the problem of Nigeria. If you go to any capital city or any big city in Nigeria, you will see beggars here and there. I have to thank the wife of our dear governor, the amiable wife of our dear governor, Chief Dr. Mrs. Ebelechukwu Obiano, for her wisdom in the Cafe NGO, through which she has been doing much for our people, even the mentally deranged. They are taken off the streets, they are treated, and they are rehabilitated, given job to be doing. Yes, she has been doing that. Now, for instance, she cleared the streets again of these destitutes, taking care of them. What she needs is our support. It's not easy to run such a project. It requires fund. The well-to-do in our society should remember this is a time to give free will support in terms of funding, because some of these people need to be rehabilitated and brought back as refined people back to the society. It requires funding. So, Her Excellency requires support from people, well-meaning industrialists, business moguls, tycoons. This is where they should come in to help the less privileged. And as they are doing that, they are serving God.
Our people are ever ready. We are ever ready. Oh, okay. How time flies. Let's see, just one or two words to our people as we leave concerning how to stay safe on the streets.
Okay. Thank you very much. People should know that that law that was enacted against street trading in Anambra State has a penalty of 10,000 naira or 2 weeks imprisonment if convicted. Therefore, people should be very wary. People should be very careful. Do not say, had I known. Do the right thing. Government has said, stop trading along the streets. Obey this law. Go to the markets. Look for space. Governor gives 20 million naira every year to community. Choose their project. Some of these PGs should go in and reinvigorate their markets. Put more shops for people. Even do German floor in the market. Let it be a place where people can comfortably do their trading.
Okay, that will accommodate people so that they will actually get out of our streets. We'd like to thank you.
So let us help Governor by doing our own bit in our various communities.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. That has been the topic, ban on street hawking and trading, as we discussed with the Associate Prof. Ifeanyi SSA to Governor Obiano on political matters. I will thank him very much for joining us this morning. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, viewers.
Okay, and I've been around with Dave Obokwasle. I will thank you all that made it happen this morning. The Good Morning Anambra team. Thank you. Remember that at 9 o'clock, we'll bring you the news, and then the sports will follow. And let me see Chama. We'll see you tomorrow.